I am the most important factor. Tell your neighbor, neighbor, but I am the most important factor. So we started this class yesterday, 4 pillars of wealth with 2 principles. So 4 pillars of wealth with 2 principles. Okay? Today should be part 2. And then we had a subtopic which says rules in the arena of wealth. So rules in the arena of wealth. Okay, we have about 4 outlines here. So the first outline we have is okay, the 4 pillars of wealth with 2 principles. 4 pillars of wealth with 2 principles. Okay, number 2, we have here 4 ladder of value creation. 4 ladder of value creation. Okay, number 3, we have 3 primary places where value comes from. 3 primary places where values come from. Okay, number 4, we have here 3 things that create fulfillment. Okay, 3 things that create fulfillment. Okay, number 5 here. Okay, we have here 3 arena to create practical wealth activities. 3 arena to create practical wealth activity. Okay, I have to still clean this one because we had a lot of work yesterday. So we still continue where we stopped yesterday. And it's very important to us we do this work very well because it's formed the basis for the rest of the class. And if we skipped it, why is it going back? Mr. George, come and assist me. Did I say not lock the tires? Yes, that tire, this tire, yeah. Yeah, let me lock the tire. Yes, that's strong enough. Perfect. So yesterday we divided something like this. And we did some here. 4 pillars of wealth. 4 pillars of wealth. And then we have a 4 ladder of wealth creation. Okay, so we drew a ladder here. And then we also do something like this. Also do something like this. And we also do something like this. So we put here the mental wealth inventory. Number 1. Okay. So if you are with me, mental wealth inventory. We have a verbal wealth inventory. Verbal wealth inventory. Number 3, we have a tribal wealth community. Tribal wealth community. And then we have a practical wealth activities. Practical wealth activities. Okay, so then we have here number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. We have the imaginators. We have the communicators. We have the managers. And then we have the implementers. Okay, so Divine, I will need battery for this, I think so. So for my mic. So yesterday, we had a lot of discussion yesterday. And we said that wealth, we need to understand and be aware of how it works, the nature and the essence of wealth, because wealth is spiritual result out of value we create. So for you to say, I want to be wealthy, we must operate on the higher spiritual level of value creation, which is imagination. And the wealth manifests and materializes in many forms. Example, in our health, relationship, money, character, credibility, competence. So we went to look at the first pillar, which is the mental wealth inventory. We said to create wealth, you must manifest. You must to create wealth or manifest wealth or experience wealth physically. You must first have it in your expectations, in your imagination. So we said what are the principles, because there are two of them we're supposed to discuss. So the principle number one was that your wealth level will be determined by the level of your spirituality, the spirituality of the value creation you are working on when you are working, which is what? Imaginations. So I say in imagination, you have to use your mind and your money. Use your mind, and money to make money. So to make money, you have to use your mind and your money to create money. So the mind is very important because we use the mind to create. So we use the mind to create. So now always tell us, you use the mind to create. That things are created twice, one in the mind, one in the physical. So you create with your mind, create with your mind, you create with your mind, then you produce physically. You produce physically. So creation happens in the mind, production happens physically. So things are created twice, one in the mind, one physically. So when you say create is a mind work, producing is a physical work. So whatever you cannot create, you cannot have it physically. So and that leads us to being definite and being specific on what we actually want. So we also discover wealth is a result of value creation in terms of product or services. So value is anything that is useful to someone else other than you. Value could be product or services, and wealth is an exchange of value, because my ability to create wealth is going to be directly proportional to the value I create for someone else other than me. Okay, so today we are supposed to start from here today. But if I go to today's class, I want to discuss about come and have this one. Give me the other one. Thank you, sir. No, give me that one. No, that one. Hey, thank you. That good one. Okay, so I always tell us very important. Let me show you something very important this morning before we continue today's class, and that will take me to, this is what you should be doing when I say get a thinking chain. Get a thinking chain. Thinking chain just means that you have to just put some structures and values around your family members so that to avoid distraction. Give them time before you go to bed. Spend the last 1 hour, maybe after everything. Go there, pick an area of your life, and sit down there. No, nothing like phone. Just think about your life. Anything that enters your mind, just write it down. Why is this important? Is because that is how you create. Because you are a creator. You are a creative being. You are a part of the thinking class. Let me say this that is very going to be funny before we continue to this class. It happens in Genesis 1, verse 1. You know, Genesis means where beginning actually started. And that place says something I wanted to pay attention to. He said, in the beginning, God do what? Created what? The heavens and what? The earth. So God actually created before he spoke. That means, how did I even put it on my notes? Let me look at it so I can show it to you. So God created already. So God was thinking already. God was already creating. They're not creating. Let me look at it the way I wrote on my notes. I want to point you to something very important. Okay. Okay. So because I want to know that for your life to become better, you must act like God. Everything He told you about Himself. He's also telling you about Himself. So God actually created without speaking. God created without speaking. So how do I know? Say in the beginning, the first thing God created. God never talked at all. God actually created. God was already thinking in His mind. God already created. Now in Genesis number 1 verse 2, very, very important. Pay attention to me. 1 verse 2, He said that the earth was without form and the Spirit of the Lord hovers on the water. That word hovering means to calculate, to permutate, to imagine things, to calculate it, put dimensions, imagine how things will be. That is what you should be doing. Before you talk, think before talking. God was thinking before He talked. Psalm says, how deep are your thoughts? That means God is a thinker. They're not thinker. So God actually created in His mind. God created in his mind. God created heavens and earth. And the mind, he was thinking, hovering on the water. And in Genesis 1 verse 3, God spoke. God said, let there be what? Light. And I would like you to write this on your note. The world, that is the world. The world, we are not created by words. The world, we are not created by words. So the world was already created before the words came. He was already thinking before God spoke. The world that we live today, we are not created by words. Because in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. God already created. Then come think and well. Come calculate how the earth will be, how water will be, before he can speak. So in the world, we are not created by words. The world we're not created by words. So, how do I put it? Okay, here. The world were not created by words. The world were created by thoughts. Because God spoke into existence the calculated thoughts in his mind. The world was created by thoughts, thinking. The world was created by thoughts. Because God spoke into existence the calculated thought in his mind. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. That creation already happening. In the mind of God, he was already thinking. Let me see what I will quickly say it. Let me show it to you. So you understand very well that if you speak words that he did not think about, those will be empty words. You also speak how deep. Let me look at it for you. How deep are thy thoughts? That is very serious. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, Mr. George. If I catch you now, you have my internet. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me see. How deep are thy thoughts? Okay, perfect. That happens in Psalm 92, 5 to 6. Psalm 92, 5 to 6. How deep are thy thoughts? So the word was not created by words. The words were created by the thoughts of God. So God spoke into existence the calculated thought in his mind. So when he said, let there be light, you already think the spirit of God hover, turn over. That word hovering means calculation, permutating, imagining, thinking. So before God speak anything, God think about it. Then you too, you want to become wealthy, you must think about it. If you don't think, you are speaking empty words. So you must think before talking. Because the thinking, the knowledge, the thoughts behind the action, behind the words is more powerful than the words. So, you know why this is important? You know, they said the earth was without form and void. Tell no void. So let me write this. Let me tell you. I don't know how to put it, but let me just do like that. Chaos. K-A-O-S. That is chaos. Or you put it C-H-A-O-S. It's similar. What put it that? Chaos. That is scatter, void. Void. V-I-O-D. Void, chaos, or the chaos is a qualification for wealth creation. Your life is scattered is a qualification for wealth creation. Void or chaos is a qualification for wealth creation. Chaos is a state of disorder, confusion. Chaos is a qualification for wealth creation. So God would not have created anything if everything was order, everything was okay. There was a chaos, there was void everywhere. So God now spoke. God spoke his thought. That means in the beginning, Genesis 1 verse 1, God created in his mind the heavens and the earth. In his mind, already see it. He already think about it. And verse 2, Genesis 1, 2, he really explained very well. He said the earth was without form, was void, and the spirit of the Lord hovers. So your spirit needs to hover over your life, over your finances, over your marriage. And you need time. You don't need distraction at all. You need a thinking chair. You can never create the life you want in the midst of busy. So there will be distraction everywhere. Mommy, this, biscuit, granite, NEPA bill. You need a place of solitude. You need a place where nobody will disturb you. Sit down. Imagine things about your life. You need to document it because chaos, void is a qualification for wealth creation. In your family, in your finances, there is scatter, owing debt everywhere. So it's actually a qualification whereby you need to think, act like God, think about it. So why I'm saying all these things is because you can never manifest a result you never conceive in your heart. So for you to say I want to be wealthy, the first principle is that you must sit down to align your thought. You must sit down to imagine. You must sit down to calculate your life. So okay, from today, every money I'm going to get, My mentor said I must pay myself 10%. That will be my errand boy. So that money will go to income generating assets that will give me cash flow. Tell me cash flow. Even if somebody is dying, I will not touch that money. But now I'm going to do 20%, I'm going to do 30%. You must sit down to decide that you want to do that for your life. Because if you don't do that and you keep making money to spend, I can guarantee you, even if I give you 50 million every month as salary, you will keep making money to spend and you will never arrive at the joint. The day that money stops, it won't take quite long, you go back to bankrupt because you never sit down to arrange your thinking before acting. You know, sit down and arrange your thinking, your thoughts for the day before you act on the day. Even if you open up your mouth, but fully just speak anyhow. Okay, I would like us to listen to this, but don't write it down. I'll give you so many things to write down. So many people, so many believers work very hard to create wealth on things that is not working, and they wonder why their life is not getting better. Your life cannot get better because you are working hard without not thinking. So even if you are working hard, you should be thinking before you do the implementation. So there should be a mental wealth inventory. There should be an inventory of what you are thinking in your mind. There should be a note of your documentation of your thoughts, because until you keep thinking about that thought and make the thought clear, until your vision about wealth, success, abundance, significance is clear in your mind, once it's from your heart, okay, nobody can stop you. But if it's not from your heart, any little challenges, you are beaten already. Victim mentality will set in immediately. So they want to change your life should be what come out of you, and want to inspire you, want to encourage you to actually get to this point whereby you have an inventory, a documentation of what you are thinking in your mind. Do you know why this is important? Write on your notes. Not all birds are eagles. Not all birds are eagles. Not all cats are lions. Not all birds are eagles. Not all cats are lions. And not all human beings are royalty. Bracket open, it takes knowledge to be royal. Not all birds are eagle. Not all cats are lion. Not all human beings are royalty. It takes knowledge to be royal. Remember I told you, it's the glory of God to conceal a thing, honor of a king to search out matter. Because kings search, kings study. Study is a royal habit. So not all men do that. That's why some are broke, some of them are poor. I said not all birds are what? Not all are what? Not all human beings are what? Because it takes knowledge to be what? Royal. So I said it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, honor of a king to search out matter. Studying is a royal habit. To study is a royal habit. For you to write now, this thing you are doing right now is a habit of royalty. It's a habit of royal means, a habit of kings. Kings write, kings document. Only poor men spend money without budget because they're not used to documentation. So when somebody comes, I want to be wealthy, I say the first thing you want to be wealthy, I must introduce you to the habit of wealthy men, which is documentation. Tell me documentation. I've been saying several times that you cannot modify what is not documented. Whatever you don't document overwhelms you. Whatever you don't know overwhelms you. Whatever you are not aware overwhelms you. But whatever you document, whatever you know, you can modify. Tell me modify. So, and I want to also say this so that you understand before I go to today's class, because we're almost there. Okay, let me do like this. I didn't want to clean my board, but let me just clean up here. I didn't want to clean my board, but let me just clean somewhere here now so that we can do this, because I want it to be like this. So, knowledge, write it like this on your notes. Knowledge knows what to do. Let me just go and clean this one. Okay? Knowledge knows what to do. And skill knows how to do it. Skill knows how to do it. And then wisdom knows when to do it. Knows when to do it. Whether to do it or not. Knows when to do it, whether to do it or not. Knows when to do it, whether to do it or not. So knowledge knows what to do, skill knows how to do it, wisdom knows when to do it, whether to do it or not. So underline these words: knowledge and what? Skill and how, wisdom and when. So knowledge knows what to do. It knows you know what the kind of text message you send, the kind of call you make. Skill, you know how to do it, and the wisdom knows when to do it, whether to do it or not. So why I'm telling you this, because for you to actually create the wealth you desire, you must not just know what to do I know what to do. I need a thinking chair. You don't just know how to do it. I need a note and a pen. You need to know when to do it because you don't need distraction. To sit down, that's your life that is scattered, void, chaos everywhere. You need to sit down to create that life in your mind, like God did in Genesis 1 verse 1. God created the heavens and the earth. The next thing he did was to think over it. The Spirit of God was hovering on the water. And next thing is to speak. Because before you speak into existence, make sure you have a deep thought about whatever you want to achieve before you speak. That your thought will carry powers. So I would like us to write this one down. Working harder on what is not working does not make you money, successful, or create wealth. Working harder on what is not working does not make you money, successful, or significant, or to create wealth. So working harder on what is not working does not make you money, successful, or create wealth, or significant. So working harder on what is not working does not do that. So what is not working? Exchanging your time for money is not working. If it's working, people that push Wheelbarrow in the intermarket, they would have become the richest people in the world. It's working, people that carry down Dangote cement from trailer to warehouse become rich. So that exercise, that bodily exercise that profited a little, if you focus on it, you cannot do. Because the universe rewards people from the higher level of value creation. I say working harder on what is not working does not make you money, successful, or significant, or create wealth. So you are telling me, I don't want to read book, I don't want to study, and you are going to work harder on what is not working. You have not been reading book, you have not been studying, you have not been investing in yourself, you've not practiced royal habits, and your life is not working. If you're to be smart and wise, why don't you just say, okay, let me start practicing this royal habit for 3 years. Let me see why my life will not work or not. Because I will not come be taking notes, I will not come be learning. The one you know has not taken you to where you want to be. The one we are telling you can take you to where you want to be. Because you are struggling today because of something you don't know. If you know, you would have done better. So for a fact you don't know, it's not, that's why you are not getting the result you desire. And we cannot just break your head and put the result you need. You must be part of the process of documentation, part of the process of practicing the wealth culture, which is study. Tell us study. Which is the study to imagine to communicate. Tell us communicate. Before you talk, imagine. Before you open your mouth, think. Before God opened his mouth in Genesis, he was thinking now. He said in Genesis 1 verse 1, God created. Where did he create in his mind? The heavens and the earth. And he went into, he said, the earth was void, was without form, nothing was on it. And now, all this was happening in the mind of God. And so we keep thinking. Before in Genesis 1:3, he said, God said, before God said, something happened in his mind. He spoke his mind into existence. So you too, you're speaking your mind into existence. Tell neighbor, you have to speak your mind into existence. Tell your neighbor, what is in your mind? Some people speak hatred, anger, resentment. What is occupying their mind is how somebody is cheating them, how things are not working for them. And that is in your mind. And you open your mouth with those chaos and rubbish in your mind. Why will your life be okay? Your life cannot be okay because you are speaking nonsense. So you have to sit down and arrange the life you want. Yes or yes? Before you open up your mouth. Because if you open your mouth without not thinking, okay, you open your mouth with rubbish that is coming out. The economy is bad. If you say economy is bad, things will be bad for you. Then no, economy is good. Because when things are hard, entrepreneurs emerge. Yes or yes? It's a good. Every problem is opportunity for us to make money. Every entrepreneur is solving problem. Yes or yes? More problem, more money. Tell them neighbor. More problem, more money. More money. More money for us. So that's a good thing. So we see problem as opportunity. Give a poor man 3, he sees firewood. Turn off firewood. Give a rich man 3, he sees out tables and chairs. Turn off tables and chairs. Okay, that's a good one. Touch yourself, say I'm a success. That one is still begging for the charge card. Touch yourself, say I'm a millionaire. So, okay, don't write this one. I will listen to me. When I operate at the lowest level of value creation, I will make lower amount of money. Okay, let's put it down. If I operate at the lowest level of value creation, if I operate at the lowest level of value creation, if I operate at the lowest level of value creation, it makes me a lower amount of money or small amount of money. If I operate at the lowest level of value creation, it makes me small amount of money. But if I operate at the higher level of value creation, it makes me bigger amount of money. If I operate at the lowest level of value creation, it makes me smaller amount of money. If I operate at the level of higher level of value creation, it makes me a higher amount of money. So anyhow you want to put it, but you understand that if you operate here, you make smaller amount of money. If you operate here, you make a bigger amount of money. So let me conclude this diagram. I did not do yesterday, but let me just try and see how I can do it today. It's very simple. So I said the implementers, what they do is that they exchange their time for money. Time for money. They exchange their energy for money. They exchange their strength for money. They exchange their, the only thing that make implementer a good implementer is that he knows that I must operate at a higher level of value creation. So why I'm an implementer? So what he does is that he documents. Documentation makes him think like he's a royal person. So he documents his processes so that when he moves from being an implementer to become a manager, and we said that implementers, they earn the lowest amount of money in every society. You go to bank today, those people that are doing the work, sweeping the floor, the gate men, that the one that earn the small amount of money. You go to banks, you go to hotels, you go to companies, those people that sweep the floor, because they're all implementers. So an implementer who is a royal person, who is a king, who wants to create wealth, document his processes. That's the only difference between a wealthy man who is implementing and a poor man who is implementing. Is what of documentation. Documentation. Why is he documenting? It's because he will need a document to be a manager. So a good implementer will be a good manager. A bad implementer will be a good manager. So what do managers do? They unify to make money. They unify to make money. So they use their management skill to make money. That is why I can see in the banks, the managers make more money than the implementers. In the hotels, the managers make more than the implementers. So they simply coordinate. And to create wealth, you must operate at this higher level of value creation, not at this lower level. So what is the higher level? You use your mouth to make money. You use your mouth to make money. Use your mouth to make money. So who are using their mouth to make money? The owner of the company thinks and talk. The pastors, the coaches, footballer. The coach simply tell the players what to do. He just think and talk. He makes money. So you must be a communicator, and he must be a imaginator and a communicator. Because what happens is that communicators communicate to managers and imaginers communicate. So you must operate at this higher level of value to become wealthy. If you still operate here without thinking, okay, your name now, sorry. So people just wake up in the morning, boom, they jump inside keke, they start driving. Not thinking at all. Oh my God, that person has signed covenant with poverty to be a keke man for life, and that is very bad. Being a keke man is not bad, but choosing to remain as a keke man is very bad, because you can do so. Operating at the lower level of value creation will always give you a smaller amount of money. Operating at a higher level of value creation will always give you a higher amount of money. So physical, don't write this one, listen to me. The physical involvement or work at the lower level of value creation implementing is not difficult as operating at a higher level of value creation. That is why thinking is the hardest work poor people don't do, because it takes time to think, because it's going to involve your energy. See, because success is energy, wealth is energy. So you must channel that energy, tailor it to solve a problem for you. Because as you are thinking and imagining, documenting of it, mental wealth inventory. You must have an inventory of your mindset, of what you are thinking, of what you are imagining. Because if you don't document it, tomorrow you come back and say, if you think with paper and pen, it's called worry. Tell not worry. If you think with paper and pen, that's called thinking. Tell not thinking. So wealthy men think, poor men do what? Worry. I said, not all birds are what? Not all cats are what? Not all human beings are what? So no matter what I'm going to say here, some people will never practice it, because they are not royal people. They are not ready to become royalty. If they don't know that it's the glory of God to do what? Conceal a matter. Honor of a king to do what? Search out matter. So kings do what? Search. They study, because studying and searching is a royal habit. So write this one down. Energy is a physical resources. 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 Why thinking and imagination is a spiritual resources. Energy is a physical resources, while imaginating is a spiritual what? Resources. Well, please like this. Why thinking, imagination, and talking, communicating is a spiritual activity, because only spiritual beings have language. So energy, doing something physical, is a physical activities. But thinking, imagining, of course, communicating is a spiritual activity, because only spiritual beings have language. So energy is a physical activities, physical resources. While thinking, imagination, communicating is a spiritual resources. So if you use physical to exchange for the spiritual, you cannot get it. But you can always use spiritual to exchange for the physical. The spiritual manifests in the the physical, while the physical give expression to the spiritual. So I said energy is the physical resources, while thinking, imaginating, and communicating is the spiritual resources. So why people are struggling is that they want to use physical strength and effort to exchange for the spiritual. They cannot work because this one give expression. The only way the spiritual can be seen is through physical. So you cannot. They don't need the physical to make a sense to this one. It just give expression to the physical. It's easier to manifest your thoughts than to take whatever you do to go here. You cannot work because once it's come physical, it's obsolete already. So the way the thing start from is inside out. It just give me a tree and a root. What makes a tree is the root. But the tree doesn't make the root because if you cut down the tree, you cannot grow again. But most of the roots will simply grow again. Yes or yes? So people why are struggling is because they think that if I do more of physical activities, I'll be successful. No. It's to do more of spiritual activities that makes people successful. I've seen wealthy men who doesn't work as hard. I served in Anambra State when I was doing my youth service. So one of the days we were going, call members used to go on tours and CDS and all of that. So, and when they went to Navy, we saw this big factory, very big factory at Navy. And the guy that owns the factory interviewed him. The guy could not even speak correct English. He speak broken English, like a guy on a day. Now, within the man started speak. The man, as I'm talking, did not go to any school, but the man employed PhD holders, doctors, big graduates, everybody working in the family, all well, he was academically successful. But the man knows how to do more of thinking and imagination, arrangement of his thoughts, and simply communicate it. The implementers, the managers, they take the job. So to create wealth is not fundamentally being involved in more of physical activities. It's fundamentally being involved in mental and spiritual activities of documenting your wealth, mental wealth inventory, whatever you're thinking in your mind. So let me state principle 2 for you. Yesterday we did principle 1. Let me do the second principle right now so that we can go to where we are going to. So principle 2, I told you 4 pillars. I'll give you the 4 pillars and the 2 principles we are going to look at. Right, principle 2, of course, of wealth creation. It says that your wealth is determined. Write it down. Your wealth is determined by your ability to create value for someone else other than you. Your wealth is determined. Your wealth is determined by your ability to create value, bracket open, product or services for someone else other than you. Your wealth is determined. Your wealth is determined by your ability to create wealth, bracket to create value. Your wealth is determined by your ability to create value, bracket open, product or services, bracket closes for someone else other than you. So your wealth is determined by your ability to create value, bracket open, product or services, bracket closes for someone else other than you. Your wealth is determined by your ability to create value, bracket open, product or services, bracket closes for someone else other than you. Okay, I'll go one more time. Your wealth is determined by your ability to create value in forms of product or services for someone else other than you. So before you say, I want wealth, you should be thinking, what kind of product, what kind of service will I create for people other than me? And how do I scale it? How do many people use my product or services so that I can make more money? I keep saying, everyone you see today is making money, they're wealthy. They're making money and wealth because a lot of people are using their product and services. If I mention Bill Gates today, almost everybody using systems, laptops, they are using a Microsoft, a Apple or so, that install all those Microsoft PowerPoint, Word, and on their system. So a lot of people are using the product. That's why they're making money. Facebook, a lot of people are using his product. That's Mark Zuckerberg. Tesla. So your wealth is determined by your ability to create value for someone else other than you. That's why our business model is a perfect business model because all you need to do, the business allows you to own your business inside the business. For example, imagine that this is you. This is you right now. And you have 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 people that you are mentoring. So you cannot save the whole world because you are limited by where you are. And then we have these 6 people already in your team that you are mentoring. So you're only focusing on these 6 people alone. And you teach them to go and get their own 6 too. Everybody needs to go and get their 6. Before you know, your value has been duplicated down to the whole world. When you are just in one place, well, it's just going everywhere because this is the only place that allows you to register somebody in UK, in US, anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. There's no business you just start today. You do liquid soap today, okay? You today. You can see that okay in UK and US. You know work now. You know if you work. You do bread for you. They are selling the same bread in UK and US. You know work now. You have the better bread over there. But this business you can register anybody anywhere in the world. So if you can just know how to duplicate yourself, how to duplicate yourself is to teach and train, is to be intentional about people improvement. Then on people improvement. It's all about value addition. Then value addition. So because if you can add value to people and begin to know, they begin to know their purpose, why they are living. A lot of people don't know why they are living. People think that the whole essence of life is to wake up, work, collect salary, pay bills, and die. A lot of people think that is life. I just want to go, I just want salary of 500,000, 1 million naira, so that I can just, you see the way they talk, you will now know what they are thinking when a man open his mouth. I say, if you keep your mouth shut, it will even better. When you open up your mouth, you tell the world who you are. They say, okay, I'll go and find work where they pay like 2 million naira. Man, just make money, buy small car, buy small land, build small house, marry small wife, get small children. you can just imagine their mindset. So you can see where the thing is coming from. Because they don't know that life is more than just living for themselves. It's about adding value. It's about adding value. No, when I come, we talk about where fulfillment comes from in life. Fulfillment doesn't come from making more money. Fulfillment comes from adding values, comes from contributing. I'll talk about that. Comes from creating, comes from connecting. They're not connecting. So let's take some notes down. Go, right, let's write this one down. Okay. I don't know where to go, but okay, listen to me, but don't write this one. Let me just quickly read it so I can take it away. You can write the three most important. Listen to me, don't write it. I say if you go to the marketplace to provide solution to a pool of people, a large number of people, you will make a lot of money. A lot probably to pay you money for, because the deeper the pockets of the people, the more money you can earn from that arena. So ask yourself a simple question. Okay, how many people in the world needs me? Okay, we should do that. Put on your notes question. That will lead me to something very important this morning. Question. Just write question 1. Because I told you wealth is determined by your ability to create value for someone else other than you. So that's what you want to create. Question number 1. How many people in the world needs me, my products and my services? How many people in the world needs me, my products and my services? With the solutions I provide. So how many people in the world needs me, my products, my services, and the solutions I provide? Before you say I want to create value, ask yourself that question. How many people in you need bread? How many people in you need water? The thing I want to produce. How many people need my product? How many people in the world? Because I told you, principle 2 says that the wealth is determined by the ability to create value for someone else other than you. So if it is like that, ask yourself this question. Number 1, how many people in the world needs me, my product, my services, and the solutions I provide? So why didn't you ask yourself this question? Write this one down. Because if a small amount of people needs your product and your services, you also make a small amount of money. If small amount of people needs my product and services, you also make a small amount of money. But if large people need my product or services, you also make a large amount of money. So you have to ask that question. How many people needs me, my product, my services, and the solution I provide? Now, if small amount of people needs my product and services, I'll make a small amount of money. If large number of people need my product or services, I also likely make a large amount of money. So you cannot just wake up and say, I have a solution. How many people need that solution? How many people need it? That's why you don't know that the business we do, you are sitting on a gold mine. But a lot of people you see around, they are not living the life they want to live. So our business does not have any boundary. The business only have the boundary the way you can think and stop. Because everybody you see in Uyo, they need a better life. Most of them you see their salary is 100,000, 200,000, and a large number of people are making below 200,000 every month in Uyo. So they need something better. Yes or yes? And why they need something better? Because they don't know. I know you are confused. You want to write. Okay, let me give you to write. Where did you stop? Okay, I said something. How many people in the world needs me, my product, services, and the solution I provide? You've written that one down. Shall I? No, that I is begging for a charge card. You've written that one down. Shall I? Okay, now say, ask yourself a question. If a small amount of people needs my product or services, I'll make a small amount of money. If a large number of people need my product or services, I'll make a large amount of money. You've written that one down. Shall I? Okay, so what you need a book. You need a book where I say I'm thinking to ask yourself this question, because I know already. When it's not even when we are already doing this, when everybody begin to educate their children, they find them about wealth education. A lot of people have not received wealth education since I was born. At least I'm more than 35 years, right? I've never seen a community in Akwa Ibom say where somebody gathered everybody every morning and teach them about wealth. Me, I would have enrolled since now. I would have enrolled since, but I've never seen such Only happen outside the country. I see it outside the country, in Dubai and everywhere we travel to. That somebody that is successful who creates a section every day. He teaches about what he do, what he knows. Because until you observe what you read on the books, it is difficult to manifest that thing you read. So people they read books about think and grow, but they cannot manifest. They cannot manifest that thing they read because they have not observed somebody living that life. Until you observe somebody living the life of wealth, you can never manifest wealth. Because the book of Joshua said, "This book of the law will not depart from thy mouth." You must do what? Observe. You meditate and observe. You tell me observe. You must meditate and observe. Tell me observe. Why many people are not manifesting because they are not observing a wealthy man practice what they are reading on the book. So we need an environment where people can come and observe us, make money, pay ourselves 10%. 10%. Use our money to buy assets. Assets. And money is working for us. Money must work for me. No. Tell your neighbor, money must work for me. Do you know why? Because money is a very, very bad master and a loyal slave. So if you are working for money, money will use you like 5 and 6 panel. But if money working for you, that is the best thing that happened to you in life. Because money is a loyal servant. They are loyal servants. Money working for you is not by amen, fire. Money working for you is I must take time to change the way you think about money. I must carry hypo, brainwash you well. So you start seeing that money must work for you. That if you need money, you should not think of working for money. So I must change that mindset. And you too must believe it and go back. And you must participate. Getting a thinking chair to sit down and think about how to make money work for you. And to make money work for you, you must discipline yourself and practice delayed gratification for some time by paying yourself a certain amount of money with the intention to use the money to buy assets. Assets. You must deny yourself because not all the problem you are meant to solve in this life. Tell on the ball. It's not all the problem you should solve in this life. Some problems die by ignoring them. What did I say? Some problems expire with time. Let me show you how powerful it is to sit down to align your thoughts. Let me show you how powerful it is. I want to show a simple success story with you. You know, the owner of this building is the choice. You know, the choice mall. It's the owner of this building. Ogochukwu is the owner of the Igbo guy. Is the owner of this building. So I wanted to pay this floor. We pay this floor monthly. You know, monthly. I pay monthly. The man knows that I said monthly pay. So I went to my room. I get my thinking chair. I sit down. I pull up a chair and keep. I said the choice. I'm talking to you right now. I'm going to approach you. You accept monthly. I sit down. I begin to imagine how I'm talking with the man. The man just accepted. He said, you know, everything I will say the man, you know, I'll just keep talking with the man. And the man accepted that I should pay the monthly pay. At the time of that place, I carry phone. I call the man. Tell the man, sir, you know, that floor has been locked for some time. I'm interested in that floor. Everything I was talking in my mind. I'm talking in my mind. It's just the same thing I reveal the man. I said, you know, I want to pay monthly pay. So I want to pay monthly pay so that it will be flexible for me and you don't have to worry about it. I will not disappoint. You know, I've been occupying the last floor, blah, blah, blah. The man said, I don't know why I'm accepting. I don't use to accept monthly pay. You know what I did? I carry my money, 2.5 million naira. I go and do investment. You know, investment. That gives me 5% monthly. 5% monthly. 5%. It's not me paying for the place 1 year at once. You know what I did? Let me show you what I did. See, it's because of your thinking. They're not thinking. If you think like the rich, you think like the poor, you become poor. They're not poor. So times it by 5%. That's about 125,000 naira monthly. They're not monthly. So what I did was I add 25,000 naira here, and I just paid the man 150,000 naira. So every month I get my 125,000, add 25,000. At the end of 1 year, I see I went 2.5 million naira with me, and I've just paid the rent. So instead of paying the rent at once, I use the money to do investment. They're not investment. Yes. That gives me money. I use that money to pay, and I still keep my money. Tell neighbor. You have to be thinking. Poor men don't think. So I pay monthly. Monthly. Is it good to pay monthly or yearly? Yes. I use my yearly pay and do business. Business. Do investment. And I simply get the money and pay monthly. Is that good or very good? Excellent. Now you won't become poor. Tell anyone, neighbor. Don't be poor. Poverty is bad. Tell anyone, neighbor, you have to be thinking. You're not getting it. So you're the one that is not thinking. That's why the problem starts. So I need you to go back and think. Sit down, talk to things. Cast out things in your life. You are not supposed to be here. Think. That's your imagination. It's called laboratory. Turn on laboratory. God gave everybody laboratory, a realm to live before you live in the physical realm. Most of us have not been trained to use our mind. Nobody. If you go to lab, what do you do in lab is called experiment. Then I experiment. When I was in secondary school, we used to go to chemistry lab, biology lab to do experiment. Then I experiment. Physics lab. So you do all those titration in chemistry, titration and all those things we do in chemistry. So what happened was that your imagination is a laboratory you need to live. It is a realm that you are alive. And that in that realm, you are the one in charge. It's like a movie. You can cut, play, cut, play, cut, play. You can play. It's a start. You know, if you live successfully in that realm, you will live successfully in the physical realm. So before you get signed up in the physical, you must get signed up in your mind. In your mind. And you must type and say, today I will send 100 text messages, I will do 20 calls, I will do this, 3 people will come, 5 will say yes. No, you must document it. And when you document it, you begin to imagine yourself that thing happening in your life. And when you open up your mind to talk, then not talk. In the beginning, God do what? Created the heavens and earth. Where did he create it? In the mind. In Genesis 2, he used the mind to do proper imagination. So the imagination. He said, how deep are your thoughts? He hovers on the cures, the void. And in Genesis 1:3, God do what? He spoke. God spoke into existence. It's a calculated thought. Calculated mindset. He said, let there be what? Light. Did light appear? How do you know God was thinking? When light appeared, God said, he saw it was good. He called it what? Day. Wow. He saw what he created. That means, why did he say he see? He would have just say he created and live now. But he told you that thing he saw was what already in his mind. Turn on mind. And I can imagine if that's not what he wanted, he would have cancelled and do it again. I know. So God is going to think like him. Then I'm a creator of my life. I'm the architect of my life. I told you yesterday, life was designed for you to be on your feet. Nobody will stand for you. So we are going to teach you how to stand on that feet. Because you are the boss here. Then I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Life was created for you to stand on your feet. So if I push you to stand on your feet and you don't like me, it's not called hatred. It's called discipline. You know, discipline. Because as far as you don't stand on your feet, it's called independent. If you don't stand on your feet, you keep depending on other people. And what happened? Nobody is planning for your life for you better than you can plan for yourself. So you don't plan. If you don't decide a better life, somebody is deciding your life for you already. Government is deciding your life for you already. Society, Facebook is deciding your life for you already. Mark Zuckerberg is there for your life. So you must decide what you want. And nobody will do it for you. Tell your neighbor, nobody will do it for you. Maybe you did not realize it on time. Tell your neighbor, nobody is coming to help you. You're angry with me now, you're not talking again. Tell you again, neighbor, nobody is coming to help you. You know what, we are thinking that my problem is my pastor. My pastor is coming to help me. As far as you're not thinking about your life. One guy is sitting in one corner. Thinking he's going to create one university, one school and employ you. And he's thinking about you already. And he will play that university and do job advert. You mostly go apply for job. Because you're already thinking. And the guy will pay you peanut for 35 years. When the guy do you don't grow old, they will sack you. They will sack you. After they use you like 5 and 6 months, they will sack you. That's what they do now. They sack, they not sack. They sack, you don't get choice. They don't even sack, they just find one rule. Say, because you do not do this, not do this. They tell you go for 1 week suspension. From 1 week suspension to 2 week suspension, 10 week suspension. Now they tell you, sorry, you can no longer work with us. So you can imagine that. So the worst thing is for a man to live 30 years of his life, 40 years of his life, and now realize that he has wasted time, energy, and resources on it because he don't want to take charge of his financial life. So tomorrow we continue the part. Let me even mark where I stop. I was going to ask 3 questions. We only asked 1 today. Then one. So we haven't asked 3 questions. So the next one is how many people in the world needs me, my product, my services, and the solution I provide? Because a small amount of people that use my product, the small amount of money will I make. The large amount of people that use my product or services, and the large amount of money will I make. So tomorrow we'll continue from then. So the online community, please don't get involved in a business without a mentor. The good news is that mentorship is the shortest cut to success. The he that stand on the shoulder of mentor will see far. See you tomorrow. See you at the top. God bless you. Have a wonderful day as you use your mind to create the life you want.